Everybody, my name is Anthony Norman. I play Evan Hansen in the national tour of Dear Evan Hansen. I'm going to take you along and show you what my day is like before we do an 8 p.m. show at the Nederlander Theater. Here's my handle. Alright, we secured the bag. Now we're going to head to the gym, and it's going to be great. Alright. More importantly, I want to hear from you guys. Definitely For Forever. That's a hard one, but For Forever. I would say that rejection is 98% of the job. So if you are okay with that, and you are okay with auditioning for 1,100 things and getting 1,099 no's to that one yes, then go for it. But if you picture yourself doing something else with your life, or you might find joy in maybe like pursuing baking or finance or anything else, I would strongly suggest you do that, because this career, while it is incredibly rewarding and very, very fun, it's extremely difficult and at times soul-crushing. So, that was my dog, sorry. I love this question. I've learned that I'm way more similar to Evan than I would have ever thought. And that came true in the audition process. I actually always thought I was not right for this role. I thought I didn't look right. I thought I wouldn't sound good singing the material. But I am actually quite similar to Evan in that way, and that's something that I learned, which was actually really, really fascinating and really cool to see. I can't wait to see you on the 30th. Make sure to come say hello, and I hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for your question. Yes, I will be, and I can't wait to see you. What a cool thing, performing after Christmas. Come on. I'm at the theater, I'm in my polo, and we're about to get our arm cast put on. Stay tuned. Episode of Who Are We Featuring on Dear Evan Hansen. Today we are featuring the makeup, wig, hair cast extraordinaire, also known as Jess McGinty.
Hi.
So every night Jess puts on my cast, she does my hair, and she puts my mic in my hair. Oh,
you just want
there we go.
There you go.
She puts my mic in my hair, and how many other people do you have to get prep for during the show? Or before the show?
3 other people. 3 other hairs.
Lily and John, right?
And Colleen.
So John plays Larry, John plays Larry, Lily plays Cynthia, Colleen plays Heidi. And I play Evan. Moment of truth. We start the cast. It's like baking a dish. We start by...
Exactly.
So, what is this called?
Cotton stockingette. Cotton stockingette. So what goes on first, protect the skin. Then, cotton under padding. Give you some cushion.
And if you click, this will already be on. We have the cotton under padding.
Cotton under padding. Folding down our edges.
Yes, fold down the edges. Very important. And just like that, Jessica has 1 glove on. And we're about to do the most crucial part of the cast, which is...
The cast.
fiberglass. Real life fiberglass. So, something very cool. Gets soaked for a few seconds. And so it's moldable, yes. And then
We begin the wrapping.
every single night, people, 8 shows a week. I have to blend in my makeup. Holy cow.
Here's a nice edge.
And if you click ahead, this will already be on. The cast is done. I broke my arm.
Again.
You'll see why in about an hour and 45 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes. So a special fun fact is that Jess has been on this show for 1,000 performances. And tonight is our 1,000th performance of Dear Evan Hansen on tour.
Performance.
Do you have a favorite memory from...
I mean, listen, there's a lot of memories from being on this tour. I was gifted from our producer this lovely sweater from being the only one when we got to 500 that had not missed one performance.
The Michael Jordan of Dear Evan Hansen, people.
So that
Rain or shine.
That was a fun memory because I had no idea what the gift was. But no, we've had so many good memories over the tour time.
And we're going to keep making them because we got about 7 more months together.
Right. And you know what? We're going to go back to, I started touring in San Francisco. That's where I was picked up from a show. We're going back to San Fran.
Yeah, in like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, people.
So, here we are.
That's Jess McGinty. Remember her name. Because you'll be seeing it in lights. I just have to keep it still, to keep myself still in this position so it dries. It takes about 10, 15 minutes, and then it's a real cast. It gets sawed off every night, which you'll see at intermission. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So some of you may know I am a huge Bulls fan, just a big fan of basketball in general. And we get slippers as Evan because our shoes are actually preset on stage. So I decided to get some personalized slippers and get Bulls slippers. By the way, Bulls, if you need someone to sing the national anthem, call me. A lot of people have been asking me about my vocal technique and what I do to prepare for the show. I do about a 30-minute warm-up, and I have a tape from my vocal teacher, Richard Lissamore. And yeah, so I'll change it up every now and then. I'll maybe listen to some old lessons and sing along with them, or I'll just do the warm-up tape that he sent over. And yeah, I do that for about 30 minutes, sometimes a little longer depending on how I'm feeling, or sometimes shorter depending on how I'm feeling. It's just a day by day. We're giving ourselves something called professional leeway. Voice is not going to be the same every day. I don't need to tell you this. You already knew this. But it's something I wish... Take 2. It's something I wish I knew going into this. And just like that, I'm in my winter coat because it's freezing in this theater. Let's go to places. Here's Michael Useman, our associate music director.
Wow, hi.
I'm taking over for Broadway in Chicago.
Hi, fans. How's it going?
Isn't he handsome? Let's go. Isn't he handsome? Let's go. This is Stacy, one of our stage managers. Hi. Come on. This is stair G. This is how we get to stage left. Come on. The film is doing what? This is Pablo. This is the kill.
Hey, that's true. That's us. And we're not backstage. We're in the hallway before we go into the backstage.
Jared, Connor.
Jared.
Aren't they handsome? Unfortunately, I can't take you backstage because the Nederlander Theater does not allow phones backstage, but I will see you in a second. All right, everybody. I am home. We did a show. It was fantastic. Thank you all for coming out tonight, whoever was there. It was actually kind of upsetting because I realized as Evan, I can't do the kind of takeover that I want to do. I want to interview members of our crew. I want to interview members of our band and all the people who make the show possible off stage while those of us who make the show possible on stage are on stage. So it was kind of a bummer because I didn't get to do that because Evan doesn't leave the stage. So hopefully some other time I can do this again. And find a way to interact with those people that I want you all to meet. At some other point. But this was a blast. Thank you for having me. Thank you for following along. Here's my take 2. Thank you for following along. Thank you, Broadway in Chicago, for having me. This is really, really cool to get to do this kind of stuff. I hope y'all got something. Y'all? I don't say y'all. Anyway, here's my handle. If you'd like to follow along for the rest of the tour, or if you just want to say hello. And follow along for some... Yep. I got nothing else to say. I'm going to go to bed. And just like that, I'm back. The audition process was pretty grueling. So my first audition was for the senior associate director, Danny Sharon, and the music supervisor, Ben Cohn, in addition to the casting team, Kevin Metzger-Timpson, at Tara Rubin Casting. So the first audition was the opening monologue, waving through a window, and the scene with Heidi after Heidi at the Murphys, where she and Evan are arguing. And then my callback was For Forever, Words Fail, and Waving Through a Window reprise, and about 4 more scenes. And so that second audition was a work session with the team, and so it was like Okay, we're back. So that work session was like 30-40 minutes long. We just worked on the material together, and then the third audition, the third callback, or the second callback, I guess, was to film it for the team. So like Pascal Paul, Michael Greif, Stephen Levinson, Stacey Mindich, all these people who had to okay everything. That's what that was for. And so everything that we worked on in the work session was for that callback to film for everybody. And then after that callback, I had another session with Ben Cohn to work on the music. And then about a week or so later, I got the call that I'd be playing Evan, which is still really cool to say. And so all in all, it was about a month long. And thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks for coming and thanks for your support. So glad you got to see it. I would have to say the hardest part is Words Fail, because it's a fine line to walk on of letting yourself get wrapped up in the emotions of what's happening in the show, but you still have to sing the song and make sure the words are heard and the story is still being told. So you can't fully indulge in the emotion, but you also can't not indulge a little bit so it's believable, I guess. It sounds very basic, but I think I would have to pick that. Yeah. Thanks for coming, and thanks for your kind words. I'm really glad you got to see the show. Heck yes, I cannot wait to come to El Paso because I've never been, and I really like Texas in general, so yeah, I'll be there. I hope to see you there. Oh, I'm so glad you got to come. Thanks for joining us. That's so cool. Any mishaps? Yes. Opening night in Chicago, I almost forgot. I just blacked out during my monologue. And it was a weird moment. I just said a word and didn't really know like what was next. So that's happened. I have jumped a line early here and there. Really nothing more than that. But yeah, those moments where I blacked out and just kind of just forgot what was happening are very scary because there's really no hiding from that. And Evan's on stage the whole time and steering the ship of the show. So, yeah. This is a wonderful question, and I get this question a lot, and I never tire of hearing it because I think it's very important for people to know that every person who's played Evan is a different person, and they have their own process of how they go about pre-show and post-show. So for me, pre-show, it's very important to feel as light as possible emotionally, to just have fun and be open. So I don't isolate myself in terms of like communicating with people or that sort of thing. I isolate myself for when I'm vocalizing and stuff like that. But it's very important for me to go on stage in a very light, open, and fun mood. And for post show, that's when I isolate and really just rest my voice. I rest my body. I rest my mind. I watch things that are mindless and don't take energy. And I drink a Topo Chico and eat Vietnamese. That's a great question. I'll name a few. Jeff Buckley, James Taylor, Ella Fitzgerald, Tom York of Radiohead, and honestly, most recently, a band called Pine Grove. Evan Stephen Hall, I believe his name is, who's the lead singer. So I'll stick with those 5. Pine Grove is a big one right now. Seeing friends and family who I don't get to see often because of where we live. Also seeing places that I've either never been to or have been to and have not been back in a long time. It's endlessly exciting. There's endless options of food to try, of drinks to try, and it's endlessly exciting. It's just great to be able to travel and to get to do the show in multiple places. It's very cool. I'm officially signing off. This was very fun. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your questions, and thanks for coming to the show. And if you haven't come to the show yet, what are you waiting for? Get your tickets. I'll see you at a theater somewhere. And I can't wait. Okay, everybody. Good night.